Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge feeling tortured and divided. Eric's words will continue to echo in his son's mind. What does this mean for Taylor and Brooke futures? Eric's haunting words to his son. The primogenitor is induced that Ridge is making a big mistake by following through with the marriage to Taylor. Indeed, though he doesn't agree with Ridge's choice, it was enough rude to not say anything about Taylor's news. In any case, Eric is pushing his son to end the engagement tonight. Taylor and Thomas are putatively working together. Thomas is clearly putting a lot of pressure on his father to marry his mama. There was also that redundant subcast of guilt that Thomas needs Ridge to marry to feel less lonely. I'm not sure how his parents marrying is going to help his depression from a dead career and broken engagement. Still, it's clear that he's reporting back to Taylor. The youthful man indeed said he told his father to be a man. Ridge has met up with Taylor. She has wine ready and wants to incontinently talk about marriage dates. Indeed, though Ridge is disaccorded and divided, Taylor is still putting the pressure on. Not only does she want a marriage date tonight, but she wants the espousal to be as soon as possible. It sounds like Taylor is paranoid about losing Ridge. By obliging him, however, Ridge could do the complete contrary of what everyone wants. Thomas' preoccupation with Ridge marrying is a little concerning. Indeed, Ridge mentioned that his son's pressure sounded to be a bit of a warning sign. Thomas insists that he just needs his parents to be married. Just how far will he go to make sure that happens, though Thomas eventually snap and go too far? Brooke will get a shocking warning from an unanticipated place. Ridge's extravagant son is returning, and he has a communication for his partner stepmama. With Hope marriage right around the corner, we all allowed. He was coming to see her. But, Thomas is coming home to see her mama. Taylor is in fear mode. Anyone with two eyes can see that she's losing Ridge Forrester to Brooke, again. When the dup returns from Naples, Taylor will begin obliging Ridge to say I do, before he pulls the draw on their engagement. Steffi has always been her parents' biggest supporter and has been championing their reunion for months. Steffi is out of city right now because her portrayer left for motherliness leave. It sounds like Thomas will be filling in for her and returns to Los Angeles to make sure their mama Taylor gets their pater. Down the aisle. Thomas having an portentous convo with Brooke. Thomas comes right out and tells Brooke, my pater. S marrying my mama. Don't do anything to come between them ever again. Considering Thomas's history on the cleaner, she might want to take heed. Taylor wanting to firm up her life while Eric makes one last plea. Taylor might project an air of confidence, but she's anything purely. She's a complete nervous wreck, allowing that she's going to lose Ridge to Brooke again, so she wants to speed up the timeline and set a marriage date right down. Perhaps she should consult with Carter, who wanted the same from Hope last week, because he fears her going back to Liam. Ridge formally again tries to dance around the issue of a marriage date when Taylor brings it up. He's not sure how to break Taylor's heart again, which he literally did relatively lately. Would he end up killing her this time? Does Ridge lament the pledge he made to Brooke in Italy when he pledged to make effects right when they got back to Los Angeles? He is yet to do that because he's an emotional sissy who doesn't want to deal with the fallout. Eric has been Brooke's biggest champion through all of this and did his stylish to get Ridge to see that he belonged with Brooke when they were in Italy. It feels like Eric wants Brooke for himself, but he figures his son is the coming stylish thing. However, also Brooke can be in his life if Brooke has Ridge. Eric does his stylish to formally again get through to Ridge, who argues that Thomas Forrester and Steffi do and have a say-so in the matter. They're two overgrown grown-ups who are parents themselves and should know it's okay if mommy and daddy aren't together. It's not like either of them have a healthy love life history. Ridge take his father's advice and eventually break effects off with Taylor when it's clear his heart isn't in this engagement at all. Will it kill Taylor if he does? The last thing we knew was he was engaged to Paris and planning a marriage at Eric Mance. But that could have changed in a time. Thomas has surely heard about the trouble Paris' mama, Grace, caused with Liam fake cancer. He might have told Paris that her mama had no right to blatantly steal from Liam's pater. Bill. Thomas and Paris ended their relationship months ago. They sounded happy, but no bone. Stays in bliss long on a cleaner pieces. Never mind the fact that Thomas has always had eyes for one person, Hope. The actress who plays Paris, Diamond White, has been veritably busy with other systems. She probably doesn't have time to appear. Considering Paris and Thomas may have broken up, that leaves the developer free and ready to mingle. We all know that he has eyes for Hope, but her love life is nothing short of complicated with Liam and Carter. Thomas will look to other people similar as Bridget, and have no blood relation to him at all. Or there's always Luna. She could give Thomas a run for his plutocrat on the crazy talk. She seems hung up with Will, but she could find Thomas useful. Who knows, they could be a real agony of a pairing, one that would inflict annihilation on everyone. Thomas will return with a huge surprise. Luna to take a gestation test. Carter and Liam talk about Hope. Thomas returns. Luna takes a gestation test. It seems a bit quick after the deed, but perhaps further time has passed. Then the rest of the world. The youthful woman has formerly been rubbing her belly. She has also been dropping hints about passing a phenomenon and having good news for Will. When Luna takes the gestation test, it'll be positive. Will continues his special night with Electra. While it'll be a special occasion for the youthful lady, Will is having flashbacks of Luna. We wonder if this will ruin the special night for them. However, also Will could keep fixating on figuring out the identity of the Riddle girl, if it doesn't. Just when Carter allowed. He eventually had Hope to himself again. Liam slogged in with Beth. Hope is surely in a tough spot with both men. Do we really need another Lope reunion story, however? They've formerly been together several times now. Of course, there's also the possibility that Hope will continue to reject Liam, only for him to come compulsive. It clearly doesn't help that everyone keeps trying to push Hope back to Liam. First Deacon and also Ivy. There's also Thomas, who eventually comes back to Los Angeles. The man shares a gladdening reunion with his mama, Taylor. Also, Thomas confronts Brooke. While Katie stands by hearkening, Thomas tells Brooke no way to intrude with Taylor and Ridge relationship ever again. There will be further to Thomas's return than just Ground versus Tridge. It would be nice to see Douglas as well. It's still not clear if Douglas and Paris will be joining Thomas. Electra asks Ivy if she has to worry about her stopping by the guest house latterly in the evening. She says she'd no way, but also, she might have plans with Liam. Electra assumes commodity intriguing is going on. Ivy says nothing major but wants to tell Liam how she feels. Electra thinks it's so cool they might both end up with their own Spencer man. Will tells his mama he can't imagine keeping such a huge secret from Electra after she's eventually opening up to him. Katie gets it and how important her son loves this youthful woman and will support him in whatever decision he makes. Will doesn't know relatively what to do. Luna tells her grandma Lee she's going back to captivity. Lee notes if her granddaughter would just do what she says she might not. Luna thinks there are other options just before Sheila arrives. Lee hopes she can talk sense into their granddaughter and exits. Bill is extremely happy with Liam's new go-getter determination. Liam says he's not intruding around as he could have been dead and now needs to start living. He no longer wants to sit back. Liam wants to start living and what he wants is his life back with Hope and Beth. Cleric asks Hope what's going on with Liam. Hope aloud. She was going to be saying farewell to Liam but now everything has changed.